Hey, what's going on, everybody? Q with Project Nerd here, again from Denver Fan Expo, and I am joined by some amazing folks sitting to my right. One is Batman, clearly.
I am Batman.
But who are you when you are not Batman?
I am Batman.
Okay, that's fair. That's totally fair. You're Vengeance.
I am Vengeance. I am the Knight.
I am the Knight. So awesome. Tom, Stacey, Geek Garage. One of the most awesome things I've ever seen. We sat and talked cars yesterday. Nerdy, geeky, fun, amazing vehicles. Tell the folks a little bit about what it is that you guys do.
Perfect. All right. So Geek Garage is the largest international registry of themed vehicles on the planet. So we have cars all over the place. In the United States, we have some up in Canada, all over the world. And mainly it's a site or a resource for people to find these cool cars and then reach out and say, hey, I have a birthday party. Hey, I have a Denver Comic-Con.
Very cool.
Fan Expo. Or anything like that, charity events,
Sure.
children's hospitals, you name it, in order to be able to put them in touch with somebody in their region in order to be able to do something special for their events.
Very cool. Now, where did this kind of idea start? Where did this come from to do this?
Well, we were
Is there a good story behind this?
we were part of another group, and there were some things that we saw in it that we felt that we could make a little bit better.
Sure.
And we were running a number of events already and made a lot of contacts inside of this kind of community. And
yeah.
So what we didn't see was kind of a way to bypass a central resource. In fact, there are some other groups that are out there where you have to go through one person in order to contact that particular vehicle or something like that.
So it's very like gatekeepery.
Yeah, so this way, if anybody can go to our site and you can directly contact the individual car
That's
owners
awesome.
instead of having to go to the page. You can go to the page if you have an event where you need more than one car.
Sure.
But if you want, like, oh, my kid's having a Ghostbuster party, or my kid super loves Jurassic Park.
Very
just
cool.
Contact those people directly. They
So
each get their own page.
So it's very decentralized versus having a gatekeeper on top.
Sure.
Yep.
I dig that very much. Now, have you guys always been car people or nerd people that then became car people? How did that work out?
Kind of a little of both. So along the way, we've owned tons of sports cars and really high-end stuff. And, you know, along the way, we did a birthday party probably like 2005 or something like that.
Sure.
She had a BMW, and we put a big bat symbol on the front of it.
Cool.
I had a Target bat suit that I wore to that party. And then it kind of progressed from there.
Sure.
Just keep getting nerdier.
Love
and nerdier.
doing it.
nerdier,
Sure.
nerdier, and then we just keep upping the game in terms of the vehicles and the costumes too.
Very cool. What is there a focus, you would say, in the community on being as like accurate as possible, or is it just kind of like people taking an idea like the Batmobile, for example, and then just kind of translating it into what their interpretation would be?
That is a great question. So I think our take on it is whatever it is to you.
Sure.
Right? So a lot of people, I think it's stuck at the beginning because they think it needs to be perfect, right?
Sure.
Not finished. And, you know, I follow a lot of cosplayers who are kind of have the same idea. Like, it looks great from 10 feet away, and it's done, and I had it here out at a con, versus it's still sitting in my garage or it's still sitting down in my basement
Sure.
and never made it to the show.
Sure.
So it's not about necessarily being absolutely screen perfect, screen accurate, and there are those types that have those types of vehicles, and that's awesome and that's fantastic. That's out of reach of most people.
Sure.
And we do it to mainly bring smiles to the community and the fans and those types of things, and they go, man, I never thought I would see Black Beauty from Green Hornet, as
Sure.
an example.
Very cool.
Or a Jurassic Park Jeep.
Right.
And I don't know if they can see it in the feed, but we have some of the vehicles parked behind us right now. Can you see it, Orion, behind us? Very cool stuff. Both of these I love, by the way. What is, and this may be like having to pick your favorite child, but like, have you seen, which, you know, as a parent, I can say I definitely have a favorite child. I hope they're not watching. But no, seriously, has there been a vehicle that has like blew you away, that when you saw it in person and that you were like, wow, that is really something spectacular?
My car.
Yeah?
When my car first came out of paint, because we had it's a Mini Cooper, and we had everything that was white, and some of the trim pieces we had it painted blue. I was just so ecstatic when it came out of I love my car.
Looked amazing.
I was super excited to see an '89 Quenton Batmobile, because that's like the pinnacle for me.
Sure.
And actually, when I saw it up close, there were so many like damages and dings and scratches, and like, oh my God, you have this idea of what it's supposed to be in your mind, right? It's supposed to be perfect. And then you get right up to it and you're like, oh, that's a bunch of fiberboard in the back of
You're
it.
like seeing.
And you can like see right through, and like the...
you can't even drive it. You literally have to stand up while
we were talking about that
to be able to get it onto a truck.
Not very practical. And
Sure.
those are the types of things you go, oh man, as a kid growing up watching those things, and you get so excited about it, and then you see it up close and you're like, ah, man.
Sure.
But then it's also one of those things, like these things, it's not out of reach, because then you go, it's not perfect, right?
Sure, totally.
So.
And people can, like you said, there's a level of interpretation. People can kind of make it their own and do what they want. I know for a while, when I first I drive a white Kia Soul, and I was convinced at first, and I didn't end up doing it. Just like you said, most people are like, I'm going to do this, and then it never happens. But originally I was like, I'm going to turn it into an Ecto 1.
Why not?
I want an Ecto 1.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not make my Kia Soul an Ecto 1?
Sure.
I would love that. So I think that that's a great thing. I think it's very cool when people take that creativity with their vehicles and make it into something both fun and functional.
Yeah.
I think that that's really cool. Very, very cool. Now, do you guys do the con circuit a lot with your vehicles, would you say?
Obviously, because of COVID,
Sure.
we haven't.
Yeah.
Sure.
However, cons and charities are probably the two biggest things that we end up doing.
That's the other thing great about our group is that, so when you're talking about accessibility, everyone in our club, if you have an idea and you don't know where to start with it, we're all available to help with like ideas of where to find.
That's awesome.
Where to get your vinyl done, where to get your car painted, or things
It's
like
a real
that.
community.
Yeah,
It
someone
is.
just stopped by this morning to ask how the guns were made on the Black Beauty, and Frank was more than happy to tell that person
Very
exactly where
cool.
those supplies came from.
If somebody has those ideas like you with your Kia Soul,
Yeah.
we will almost go out of our way to
help you
encourage
figure it
that
out.
in order to
love
figure
it.
it out, in order to go, hey, this is where you should, get some ideas for a roof rack, and
Sure.
here's where you should think about possibly putting
Here's the number of the
backs
phone
in.
guy, or the guy who can drill the holes into your roof so that you can
Sure.
attach
Or the
thing.
fabrication,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
or like the Jurassic Park motor pool. A lot of people want to turn their Jeeps into those. It's a great resource in
Here are
order
the
to be able to
graphic
reach
files.
out. Yep.
Here's the specific color paint.
That's
all for
awesome.
free.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So it really is an opportunity for people to get together, enjoy something together, make things together,
Yep.
and then let other people enjoy the creations that they've made.
Absolutely.
I think that that's awesome. I think that's
Without a doubt.
absolutely killer. I love it. If people want to find out more information about Geek Garage and these vehicles, where can they go? Where can they do that?
Two places. So they can go to geek-garage.com. That's
Sure.
our main website. They can also find us on Facebook as well,
Very
Geek
cool.
Garage. And then they can also find us on Instagram, Geek Garage HQ.
And make sure you check out all of the other great stuff on Project Nerd. You can check it out at project-nerd.com. You can check us out on YouTube at Project-Nerd. We're on anywhere that you listen to podcasts. So definitely check us out. We'll have some more great coverage coming from Denver Fan Expo. We'll see you then.